What's up guys? If you really want to know how I made this top, definitely keep watching. See you in my tutorial.
Every single day I'm gonna make something.
Hello guys.
That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Welcome to my channel. My name is Chelo the Fashion Fairy. If you're stopping by for the first time, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you're definitely welcome back. So today we're going to make an Ankara top. Some call it kimono, some call it jacket, whatever it is they call it. We're just making a top today. Okay, for this project you'll be needing 1 yard of fabric, but because I had a little bit over 1 yard, I think I had about 42 inches, so I decided to use the whole thing instead of wasting it. So here you would want to get your shoulder measurement. So my shoulder measurement is 15.5 inches. That's exactly what I'm measuring here. So I've already put my fabric on fold. You can see I did not fold it all the way to the end, and this is my shoulder measurement. So I'm not going to divide this measurement into two. I'm just going to use the whole measurement to get exactly 15.5 inches on fold. So having done this, I'm now going to fold it over. Just watch, I folded the first one and I am folding it over again. I measured 15.5 inches, which is exactly my shoulder to shoulder measurement. So you use yours, whatever yours is. So now that I've put it on fold, I am just going to try to get my neckline. So your neckline is highly dependent on you, but you would want to make it wide so that it will be easy for you to put on. So I'm going to use 3.5 inches for this, and for the depth I'm using 4 inches. So it can be 3.5 inches and 4 inches in your case, or you can make it more but not less. So I'm just going to draw my front neckline. I'll go ahead and also draw the neckline for my back. So for my back I'm going to measure 2 inches and I'm just going to connect it from that point. So now that we're done with the neckline, we're just going to do our shoulder slope. Our shoulder slope is 1 inch. So we're just going to measure 1 inch and we're connecting that all the way. This is a very simple top, so it's not going to be hard for you to make. So the first thing you do is to cut out the back first, as you see me do, and then you slash it all the way to the top. So make sure everything is properly aligned so that one piece is not bigger than the other, and then you cut. So you see that part that I cut off, I'm going to use that for my belt. So you should make sure you have enough for the belt. So I'm just going to open up this part because we need it open. Remember, we put our fabric on fold to get this. So we're just going to slash this part open so we can get our front and back pieces. So now that we've done it, we're just going to go ahead and cut out our front neckline. So I'm just going to put that aside quickly, make sure everything is all prim and proper, properly aligned, and I'm just going to trim out the neckline for the front. So this is me trying to make sure everything is well aligned. And like that, we're done with the front neckline, and also we're done with the back. So we're just going to move over to our sewing machine and we're going to do the rest. So I'm just going to quickly show you how we are going to do this. But before then, let's quickly mark our waist measurement. So I'm measuring from my shoulder to my waist. I have 16.5 inches. So you measure your own and you use the measurements. So now that I have it, I'm just going to place a notch at that point. This is where we'll be attaching our belt. So you want to make sure that you notch that part well so that it will be easy for you to know where to put your belt. So now that we are done cutting, this is the front and then the back. Yes, so we're done with this. So we're just going to quickly move over to our sewing machine, and we're going to run some stitches at the shoulder and the rest. But let's cut the belt first. So how do you do this? I had about 10 inches left, so I folded it into 4. This is pretty long. I decided to use the whole length of the Ankara to do my belt, but if you feel it's too long for you, you can slash it into 2, but I just wanted to use the whole length. So I folded it into 4, and I'm just going to quickly go and press it down so that it will make it easier for me to cut. So you're just going to fold it like this and give it a good press. So I've given it a good press, and this is what we have. So we have 4 pieces in all, and I'm just going to open it up and I will slash it open. So let me just quickly do that. I want to make sure I get all the cutting done so that once we move over to our sewing machine, we'll just get this done in a jiff. If you're still here, guys, please consider subscribing to my channel. I post new content every week, so you don't want to miss out on any of my tutorials. Don't forget to drop your comments. If you have a video request, please drop your comments and I will attend to it as much as I can. Turn on the notification bell to get alerted when I post new videos. If you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Thank you. Okay, now that we're done with the belts, we're just going to fold it over like this, and we're going to run a stitch from one end of the belt all the way down. So we're just going to use about 1/4 inch. Or if you feel it's too big, you can cut it like I just showed you now. You can cut it into 2, but I decided to use this long one. So this is your choice, guys. So we'll be needing bias tape for this. So we're just going to attach it with 1/4 inch all the way to the back, front and back necklines, so that we can finish them up all neat and prim. So for this particular belt, I've gone ahead to sew it, and I've already cut it to give it this shape. That is optional. So you'll be needing a needle and thread. Make sure you tie the knot over and over again so that it doesn't pull off. So here I am picking just one part of this belt, one part, and then I'm stitching it over and over to make sure I secure it firmly. Please check the back to make sure that you're not picking the back fabric. You just need to pick this front one alone. See how I'm securing it, because I wouldn't want it to break free while I am pulling it. You really want to take your time and make sure you do this right. So you put the needle inside the belt, and then you're just going to try to get the needle out through the other side. So that's what I'm currently doing. Sorry, my camera cut this off at this point, but I'm just passing through the needle through the tunnel. It is making its way to the other side of the belt. So while doing this, you may want to be pushing whatever excess fabric you have to the other side so that you don't lose your needle in between. So now that I've brought out the needle, I'm just pushing the excess back to the other side. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to quickly put in this place. I'm going to use my scissors to put it inside, and with the help of my scissors, I'm just going to give it a push before I pull. So I'm just pushing the fabric all the way into the belt as far as my scissors can carry, and then I'm just going to do this and start pulling from the other end. While you're doing this, you need to be very careful, especially if you're doing it for the first time, because the thread has a tendency of breaking. So you want to make sure that you pull it gently, and as a matter of fact, you would also need to double your thread as well. So I'm done doing this, so I'm pulling it off from this. I see how easy it is. I'm just pulling it out, and I'm just going to go ahead and iron this out. Since I've already done it to the rest of my pieces, I'm just going to quickly do this one. So these are the ones that I already did. You see, they are looking so fine, so neat. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this other one as well. So now that we are done with the belt, we're just going to go ahead to attach. I've already done my bias binding, and I've attached my shoulders as well with 1/2 inch. And you remember that shoulder to waist measurement that we measured that time? You remember we made a notch there. So we're going to mark 1 inch away from that edge, 1 inch. So we're marking 1 inch away from that point. So this is our 1 inch mark. We're just going to do that to the other side as well. So watch how I do this. So the first one, you will place it in front of you. Make sure it is facing you, and then you are going to pin it down. Then the other one, you pin it away from you. Make sure it is on that 1 inch mark right there. So I'm just going to fasten it with a pin. I will later replace the pin with stitches so I could hold it down. So whatever you do here, you're just going to go to the other side and do it as well. So this is how we're going to finish up. We're just going to fold it once and fold it twice. So the first fold should be 1/2 inch and the other one should be 1 inch in order to conceal the edge of the belt. So I'm just going ahead to do it on the other side as well. Just the same process. You mark 1 inch from the edge, and another 1 inch from this edge as well, and we're just going to place it like so. Remember that if you feel that the belts are too long, you can make them shorter, but I just didn't want to make it shorter. I rather have a long belt than a short one, so it's up to you. So now that I've done this, I'm just going to quickly take it to my machine, and I am going to make a stitch right there, and I'm going to take it all the way to the other side. So this is how I'm going to do it, guys, and I'm going to take it all the way down, and I will quickly hem that edge as well. I'm just going to fold it like this, and that's it. So now that I've done it, I've gone ahead to do it with my machine to hem the sides. I'll just quickly show you a trick that you would use to make sure your belt stays in place. So I'm just showing you that I've done it. So here I didn't do this side so that I could show you what I did. So here I marked 1 inch, exactly 1 inch, and I folded it in just like so. I didn't fold it twice, just once. So you make sure you have exactly 1 inch at this point. Please, you have to be careful so that your front will not be bigger than your back. So here as well, this is what I want you to do. I want you to see it. If you finish sewing it, this is how it will look. So I want you to flip it to this side and run a stitch on this line. So I've already gone ahead to do this, and this is how it looks like. This will ensure that your belt stays in place. So I've gone ahead to do that, and we're about done with this project. So looking so lovely. So this is how you tie it, and very soon you're going to see how it looks on me. So thank you very much for staying with me. Thank you for being here. If you enjoy my videos, kindly subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.